to talk about doing a goblet squat if you're at home. And again, you have minimal equipment. You can use plenty of things that you have at the house, okay? Goblet squat, the intention behind the goblet squat, we use a smaller weight today, is that we're holding the weight like a goblet, okay? That's where we get the name, okay? Now, the stance is just slightly outside the shoulders, so it's not a wide, so you could do it. That's not the intention I'm doing for the video today. This is closer to the technique for ass to grass squatting. Keep in mind, ass to grass squatting, we're dropping the hips straight down into the hole. The knees do migrate over the foot because your ankle does allow for that. It's not bad for you. It is the person coming into it. So this might not be the variation that your body needs from you today. You may need to take that wider option. Okay, and I will show the wider option. Okay. Now, my feet are just outside my shoulders. Holding my goblet squat. I'm not holding it out here. I'm holding it here because the idea is to keep that chest lifted. You may have to hold the dumbbell like this if you don't have enough of that strength or even that range of motion. I have a few clients that are that way. So I'm dropping the hips straight down into the hole, which means my knees go forward. I'm not doing this. That's wrong. I don't care if it's yoga or strength training or whatever else that you think that learns that. That is not wrong. That is not right when you're lifting, okay? Now, do we do movement technique like this for things in our real world because that's the technique that we need? Yeah, but it's not the technique you use in here, okay? Now, as I go down, because you want the hips to take some of that load, that shearing force on the knee, and you want the hip to take it. You want to keep it out of the low back. That's why the hips go out and not under, okay? So as my knees go down, okay, I don't need to go this low for my goblet squat, okay? I just need to take it that low, okay? Now, if you do not have a lot of ankle mobility, this is going to really alter your movement if you try to keep the heels on the ground, okay? Now, you can stretch your calves and such, but let's say structurally, that's all the ankle mobility that you have. I will do a video later on ankle mobility, okay? This is why you see people in the gym elevating the heels, because they do not have the ankle mobility to allow the knee to go over the foot properly without aggravating the knee or the hip. So that is why that would be bad for you, is if you did not know what the heck is going on in your ankle and you forced the movement anyway, okay? So this is where elevating the heel comes in. And even notice for me, I'm even taller and I can go deeper. And by the way, I have full ankle mobility that is perfect for ass to grass squatting. So, but I'm taking on a closer stance right now as well, okay? So, you can elevate the feet to let those knees go over. Make sure your upper back is active. There's tension going through the legs. And then as you're ready to drive up, that's where you engage the glutes to drive you up. You cannot keep your glutes engaged as you descend, okay? That is because you are lengthening the muscle. Let's say all you have are kettlebells. Well, you can hold the kettlebell like this, where you can hold it like this, where it's on the end. You can hold it like this. Some people get a little mixed up with that, so it's okay how you hold this. Movement doesn't change, okay? movement doesn't change. Maybe I was holding that upside down. Okay. Preferably, if you're using a small one, you use the handles, because if you use the small end, it's too tempting to round. Okay. Once again, nice and tall. We're dropping the hips straight down into the hole, whether you need to have the heels elevated. And notice notice my toes are just slightly out. They're not straight ahead. As you get wider, the head of the femur changes its position inside the hip socket. There has to be other changes going down the chain in order for that knee to not, see how that drives in? It's gonna hurt the knee, you can't pop the knee open, okay? It's important that you understand stance change, which means the foot placement has to change as well. Middle of the kneecap lines up on the second and third toe. Second, mostly, and it lines up on that hip, okay? So there is a goblet squat for you, and if you have any questions, send me a message.